In today's video, we're taking a look at the trick-taking game Lord of the Rings Fellowship of the Ring, in which you play through the first book. I would say the first movie, but it's definitely more based on the book. We see Fatty Bolger, we see Gildor, we see some of those characters that don't make it into the films. And for such a simple premise, something like trick-taking, this game has a lot to it. There is a lot of tactics. The goalposts are constantly moving, so things you need to do each round are different. It stays fresh, it stays interesting. You get new characters, you get new systems and new ideas every chapter. The game has definitely been a hit for us, but how do you play it? Let's head over to the table and take a look. Let's start with what comes in the box then. As you can see, we've got chapter 1 here, part 1 and part 2. We're going to kick off with, obviously, chapter 1. So we're going to take these little fellas out. Try not to look ahead. I'm not going to spoil it in this video. A lot of this stuff is going to be extra characters and story. If you've seen the movies, read the books, you probably know where it's going, but we'll save those surprises for later. So take out chapter 1, and then you can move the rest to the side for now. Make sure you've got your tokens ready. We're ready to set up. So we're going to take chapter 1 and give it a quick read. Chapter 1 says, when Mr. Bilbo Baggins of Bag End announced that he would shortly be celebrating his 11th birthday with a party of special magnificence, there was much talk and excitement in Hobbiton. The other side of that, you're going to get the characters you can use. If they've got an asterisk near their name, they need to be used. So in this case, Frodo and Bilbo will have to appear. So if you're playing 2-player, they're your characters. If you're playing 3-player, you can have Gandalf and Pippin accompanying them, but you must have those two. To finish or complete this one, it's finish all chosen characters. So it says short. Sometimes if it's long, you're going to have to do every character listed. In this case, it's only 4, so it's only a couple of rounds. The shorter, the easier it's going to be, and as we're in chapter 1, quite an easy start. So let's look at the characters then. In chapter 1, we've got a selection of 4 characters. We've got Frodo, we've got Bilbo, Gandalf, and Pippin. So each character is going to have a few different things. So here is their condition they need to win. So in this case, it's a 4-player game. Frodo would need to win 2 or more ring cards to complete his mission. We'll go into what they are in a moment. This down here is setup. So this says the player dealt the 1 ring is Frodo. So you don't choose characters before cards are dealt. You're going to get that afterwards, and somebody is going to be randomly selected as Frodo. You cannot exchange the 1 ring card. There's a few different characters, like not that one, Gandalf, which says you can exchange with Frodo. I think Pippin says the same. They wouldn't be able to exchange for the 1 ring. Obviously, Frodo's the ring bearer. The other thing Frodo gains is lead the first trick. And what that means is, I think it's easier to show you. So let's get into that side of it. Let's deal out the characters as if we're playing a 4-player game. Let's take a look at some other important cards. And these are the cards we're going to be using to win rounds. Now, there's a few different types of these. We've got hills, which go from 1 to 8. We've got mountains, which go from 1 to 8. You've guessed it, we've got shadow and also forest, which go from 1 to 8. Now, the differentiator here is the ring cards. They only go 1 to 5. However, this, you can see the markings are slightly different on the 1 ring. This lets you win any trick. So if you need to win a round, this card is perfect. You don't have to activate this, so you can choose not to for various reasons. For example, I mean, Pippin won't have the ring, but Pippin wants to win the fewest tricks or tie for fewest. So potentially there's a few rounds where you don't want to win. So you can choose not to activate this. Otherwise, these are just another suit. There is less of them, obviously being the 1 ring and all. So what you're going to do is take all of these cards and give them a good shuffle. Depending on the amount of players, you're going to get a different amount of cards. So let's take a quick look here. So if there's 4 players, we're going to get 9 cards each. I think it is basically just going to deal out most, if not the whole deck. So once you shuffled the deck, you're going to deal 1 card here and the rest to your players. A few things to note, characters do have setup options, so once everything is ready to go, Gandalf is able to find that lost card and add it to his hand. He's also able to exchange with Frodo. What that means is Gandalf will take a card, slide it over to Frodo, nobody else would know what it is. Frodo would look at that card and then hand one to Gandalf. Again, not showing anyone else at the table. Pippin can also do the same. As the story goes on, he can exchange with Sam and Merry. But in this case, again, just trying to help Frodo set up, maybe give him some of those ring cards that he needs to win the game. So I'm just going to play out a quick hand and explain how it works. I think that's the easiest way. We were dealt the 1 ring, so we are Frodo. After that, going round clockwise, each player can choose a character. Again, make sure you're staying within the rules of including Frodo and Bilbo as they need to complete their missions.
Our option here is we're going to start the trick, and how we're going to do that, let's clear a bit of room in the middle. We're going to choose one of these cards. Now, the higher the number, as we're going to set the type. So if we played Shadow the rest of this round, players are going to play Shadow cards if they have them. And the aim of that is to have the highest card in the stack. Now, if you don't have one of the cards you need to play, so let's, for example, say we played this Shadow card and it came around to Pippin and he couldn't play one, would then play a card of any other type. So in this case, let's say he puts this down. 3 isn't a particularly high number, so maybe he wants to get rid of it. However, in Pippin's case, he wants to lose a lot of these. So maybe he would keep the 3 and put down a higher card to get rid of it now so he doesn't have to win one later. Very small decisions like this is what makes this game so interesting. Having different missions and different objectives with each character, again, adds that interest. Once your mission has been complete, so in this example, Frodo would need to win 2 ring cards. Put this token on your character just to signify it's done. Now, the ring marker does come into play. It starts like this. The way you're going to flip this is somebody winning via the ring. Now, you could play the 1 ring and flip it. So I could, let's say Pippin is leading. He's played the 8. Bilbo's had to play a 7. We could then play the 1 ring and win this round. Because the ring has then been played,
or any ring has been played,
we can then flip this marker. By doing this on following turns, you can't lead with a ring normally, but because that has been played, this has been flipped, it would then be available. So let's say Gandalf had a ring in his possession, he could then put that into play. As there is fewer of these, it's a way to guarantee a win if you see a ring come down early, or if you've got a few in hand and you know you can win with this number. There's a lot of memory to this, there's a lot of tactical play. You really do need to build your hand ahead of time. And this is just the first chapter. There's a lot to love about this game. It's fantastic art, fantastic characters, theme. And it's taken that trick-taking to an extra level for me. So let's go back to our hand here. Let's say we played the Shadow. Gandalf couldn't play a Shadow, so he's had to play that. Pippin puts down a Shadow. It still sticks with the same suit, so you're not changing to the last one played. And then finally we get a Shadow from Bilbo. As this is the highest number of the correct suit, even if there is no 9, let's, in this example, say it is a 9. This still would not win it. It's not the correct suit that it started with. So Frodo would win this hand and you would put it in a stack next to him. Now, it's worth noting, Frodo says he needs to win 2 or more rings. So this is absolutely no value to him. You really do want to be playing your hand, playing your objectives. So we don't really want to win that one. If we played the 2 instead, just to guarantee we lose, somebody else wins, let's say Bilbo wins. It then means Bilbo starts the following round. So we can then, whatever he plays, play our ring down and just choose to win that round. We're gaining the 1 ring, so we're doing one of our objectives. And we're getting closer to finishing the chapter and our character's mission. As I say, as the game goes on, it gets far more complex. A lot more characters are added, a lot more tactics, a lot more objectives, a lot more ways to win and play cards and how cards interact. It only gets more and more difficult, but more and more interesting. This is a very basic version. This is only, like I say, chapter 1 before you really get into the story. Let's say everyone's mission is complete. Once you're done, you're going to move on to part 1. As I say, just inside of here, I do like how they've got these little tabs. You're going to have chapter 2, so you get to read about that, add the extra characters to the pool, slightly modify the objectives, and continue to play through the world of Middle-earth. If you've got any questions about this game, drop them in the comments below. I will be doing a video on the 1 and 2 player versions as they are slightly different. If you ever get stuck and you don't want to reference this video, you've got a perfect rules summary on the back. This game does a lot of stuff really well. It's got this, so if you ever need to reset, all of the cards are numbered, so you can go through, look at the cards, they've got a little number in the corner, put them all back in the correct order, and you can reset the campaign and go again. Also got a game mode which is just replayable. You're trying to set the perfect score. Again, it's got all the numbers listed for that and all the different options you have playing it. Really well-made game, a lot to love about this. I think the campaign is going to keep me going long enough, let alone the solo play and the replayability of the mode they introduced as well. Let me know what you think of it in the comments below. Like I say, let me know if you've got any questions, but let's jump back to me in the office and finish this video up.
And that's Fellowship of the Ring, the trick-taking game. If you've got any questions, drop them in the comments below. Like I say, our group has been a massive fan of this one. We're massive Lord of the Rings fans, so that definitely helps. But even if you don't like the theme, I think venturing through this story, if you like trick-taking games, it's going to be one for you. There's a bit more to it than some of the other ones. I might potentially do a video or a playthrough. Like I say, I do want to do the single player and co-op game. So I'll be bringing that to the channel at some point. If this has been any help, please do subscribe, as we do a lot of how to play stuff here and different board games and tabletop miniature stuff. If you made it to this point in the video, thank you so much for watching, and I will catch you in the next one.